Kisah misal sin aro pakai hingke sengawu yasang nanang ya da.
Yarung was the second film. Now, when we go to do a second film, its own pressures are there, especially after the first film, which was considered a success by that time standard, because I honestly never thought when we made Matya that it would get entry into Indian Panorama. I never thought that it would get an award in Poland, that it would become known. I did not think. So when it got a selection into Indian Panorama and it was screened in IFI in Goa in the Indian Panorama section and all that, it was more than what we expected and and after that you are launching into a second film. Naturally our feeling desire is that it must be at least as good as the first film, if not better. We all want to do better, but at least the first film had come to this level. This film also somehow we must make it to the same level. That kind of pressure and fear was natural. Anxiety was there. It was there. Okay. And the story of Yarung, the displacement of Dumbur displacement, actually that also has a story behind it, how that subject got that. Yeah, that is because I had once been to that area near Gandachara in a village in connection with one of our church programs. We have a church there in Gandachara, so they had invited for some village program and I went. And after the church program, we were all invited to a family for our meals, lunch, khana. And we were about 7-8 of us, a small house. We went there and we sat on the ground and we are trying to have our food. And then the lady of the house, the mother of the house, they were feeling bad that they don't have better facilities, no chairs and tables to give us. We had to sit on the ground and have food and all. They were feeling very bad. And this lady of the house came and told me, "Father, we were not like this once upon a time. We had much better house, much better facilities." And then I asked, "What happened then? What happened?" And then she told me about the Dumbur displacement. They were living in Raima Valley in another village and they had to, because of this, they were displaced. Then others also told me the story, and that was the first time I was hearing about this displacement, and I had myself experienced firsthand a family who are looking back at the earlier times when they were better off. Now they are in this situation. And then I also, a little bit, I began to study and ask about these things. And then I realized this is a big story. Yes. This is a big story that needs to be told to the world. That there are people who have been uprooted and they
never compensation. They never got any compensation.
Compensation not done, and it is as if it is a forgotten chapter. No one is worried about them.
Even no records. How many people are displaced?
Yeah.
It's very pathetic. So we know about the hydro project. There is electricity, but
Yes, yes. Even the Hydel project, does not produce anymore as much as it promised to. It didn't. Subir Vomik has written about it. Subir Vomik has written about the need to decommission the dam actually. But we also did some studies in this regard and contacted persons who have got some records about compensation and all that. Compensation. Some people got some compensation, but provided they had the papers. They were asking for the documents, but
their film also.
yes, it is there. It is there.
Yes.
It is there. But what happened is most of the people didn't have any document. What paper they have at that time? At that time, so they didn't get any compensation either. And one more thing I must tell you: see, every shot, every scene of Yarung, the script, the story, every incident is not, none of it is made up by us. It is not imagination. Every one of those incidents, things which we heard from the people themselves. Once we decided to do this story, we as a small team, we went around touring those villages, staying in the village. We walked from one house to another house to village. We walked around, stayed for about 14-15 days in that villages, listening to the people, just asking them. Evenings, because during the day they are not there. Evenings we sit with them and just talk. The elderly people, the father of the house, the grandfather, the grandmother, say, Nana, who was it, Dadu, tell us about that time. And then they would start saying, think about those times and what happened, and and invariably after some time, they would break down. Tears, their voice would choke because they are remembering at that time they were much younger. And different stories, different incidents. What happened. And we were taking notes, some of these things, some of these incidents, we are taking notes. Later on, all these things we brought and made it into a story, put it some sequence, chronological sequence, and we made a story out of it. So I can very confidently say that the story or the incidents that are seen in Yarung, no one can point a finger and say you are simply making up things. No, nothing is. It is all what the people who were victims of this, they have told us. In fact, the scene of the elephant coming to destroy the house.
How arranged?
Yeah. We had heard about it, so I said, okay, we will try to do this scene because it is visually quite attractive. But then it was too difficult. It was too difficult to get the elephant come from another village and all that. Then I had given up that. We said, no elephant, forget about it. Okay. Then we did the shooting of that in a village. Then the women who had come to watch the shooting, they were talking among themselves. I overheard them say, no, if you really want it is not like this, it is elephant. They were all talking about elephant, mayung. When I heard this, I understood this elephant thing is so much in their psyche, in their mind, because they are talking about elephant. So elephant is so much in their mind. Then I said, whatever happens, we will bring the elephant. Then we made contacts and a village called Boalkali. It is beyond Rashibari. So we contacted the person, and through the help of the elephant came. But of course we took that scene in that village. Boalkali, in the village, and there we arranged a house which was there, a shonlock, this grass house, thatched roof house, and that was there, And one more thing I must say is, after the elephant scene was done, we wanted to give them some help, some money, some remuneration, but they were unwilling to take. Then I said, no, nothing doing, because to get an elephant for a shoot in Mumbai or in a Hindi film, you have to pay through the nose, So we forcefully gave them some, but very modest amount. There's more than that. So people have also contributed their share in whatever ways they can.
They want to share their feelings.
Their feelings. Yeah, that was how we got the elephant. Of course, but elephant caused us also a lot of problems because animal. So we had to get the clearance from the Animal Board of India in Chennai. So that certificate took some time. Yeah, because unless the certificate came, we couldn't submit it for censorship, and all these things were there. That caused us. Animal clearance, and for that you need the veterinary doctor's certificate before the shoot, after the shoot, and all that. And when you go for certificate, they cause problems saying, why didn't you get the certificate before you did the shooting? We actually did the shoot and then went for certificate. And so
I think the animal sacrifice in the religion, I am not controversial this matter, but when I shooted with animals in film, there are so many.
So many problems are there.
Animal sacrifice, hard work होते हैं.
Yeah, it is very, very problematic. Yeah. And that scene, that of course it's quite an impactful scene when you see it on the visual. No, it is quite. It works. The elephant scene. So I'm glad that we took the trouble to include the elephant.
Scene I watched when the hero watching his house
getting submerged in water. No?
Very beautiful. The expression.
Yeah.
How natural.
Yeah. In fact,
for this film, you have some professional artists also.
Artists, no.
All are
ordinary people who had, as I said, the main characters had some exposure, like the main characters, Meena the Burma, Jayanto in the first film, Nirmal in the second film, Amularatan Jamatia. The main characters had some experience, were they? But the vast majority, no, they were all.
As you research, how many people were displaced in that place?
Actually, I had the data. I have those data.
10,000 or 15,000 and above.
It's around that. I believe they have scattered. And in fact, I have an interview with an elder, Jipkorta Molsam. Jipkorta Molsam was young at that time. Now there is a village called Jipkorta Molsam village after him. So we took an interview of him where he narrates what happened to them. No, how some people went to Assam, some people went to Mizoram, some people climbed up the hills, and many don't know where they went. They lost touch. Even the family broke up, and different things happened.
From which community they are? Something Riang? Yeah.
There are different communities. There are Jamatias, there are Riangs, there's some Mosoms, Tripura, even some de Burma. Yeah, these are the communities.
Yeah, I think so. This is a heart touch story.
It's a story because I remember this movie.
Nobody
in Australia, in Brisbane. I was also there. At the Brisbane Film Festival, Yarung was screened, and after the screening, they called me up to the stage for a little interaction. Then I went, and then people asked questions about this. I remember one Australian gentleman, hefty, big chap, getting up and telling me, asking a question, and he couldn't continue. He choked by emotions. He said, I know, I can imagine the plight of these people. I was so much touched by what he saw on the screen, and people of another language, another culture, another continent, touched by.
Maybe he's of the Aborigine.
No, he was not. He was a white. And in Brisbane, this film was screened in two places. One was in Brisbane, what is called the Brisbane BIFF, Brisbane International Film Festival in Queensland. In the same city, on another side, there was a festival called Colorize, where the Aboriginal festival was taking place. So the person who was conducting the Aboriginal festival also took this film and asked me also to come over. It was screened there also. There also we had a good discussion with the Aboriginals of Australia. Yeah. See, generally, film directors and all say, my first film, my next film and all, no? That is something which I don't dare to do to Matya or Yarung. I don't even dare to call them my films. I have not done that. I always say our films, because I don't dare to call them my films, because I know they are more the films of the community, of the people who are seen in the frame than my films. They are, and I'm not saying it, to as a kind of imagery or symbolic way of saying, but in reality is that. Let me give you one example. When Matya shooting was going on, a few days of shooting was completed, and then we had two gentlemen who were cooking for us, cooking rice and meal. When the shooting is going on, they are busy cooking, and they were also artists. I had given them also minor roles. One day when I came to check if meal and all is ready, they called me, Father, we want to ask you something. I said, yes, what happened? We heard that you are going to call off this shoot. You're going to stop the shoot because of lack of money. He said, I said, no, why? No, we heard that others were saying that this will not be able to complete this film because not enough money. So are you going to stop this one? I said, no, I never thought of that. Though money is a problem, we will continue. We will somehow or other, we will finish this up. I told them. They were, oh, that is good. Then they told me one thing. Father, in case you are not able to complete, you are thinking of calling up, both of us here, we have discussed, we are ready to sell our land and give you the money.
My goodness.
We are both ready to sell our land and we will give you the money, but don't stop this film. We have to finish it.
Their films.
So after such things, I don't dare to call this my film. It is their film. In every respect, it is their film. It is their story. It is that. And so
there is the same similar story, I think, Champanegal's film, produced by common farmers.
that is this Mamo. Or the one about Mandan. Yes, the milk. Yeah. Champanegal. Where this? Yeah, Mandan is another beautiful film of Champanegal.
Oh, yes, the film connected the people's.
Yes. I had also chance to interact with Champanegal, and yes, in the films.
Yes, your experience?
Oh yes, we talked. We have met and talked. It was in Goa. Yeah, pictures. This is another opportunity I got because this film went into numerous festivals. Okay, numerous, especially Yarung. Yarung has been screened in over 40 international film festivals all across the world. Though in Tripura, Matya is the more popular film, but outside Tripura, it is Yarung. Because it got a national award. It was the opening film at the Panorama. Opening film at the Panorama, which is the second film from Northeast. The one was in 91, I think, an Assamese film. After that, first time a Northeastern film got the opening slot at the national Indian Panorama was Yarung. And Ananda Sharma at that time, the Minister for Information Broadcasting, he was the one. And I remember he was saying, this Cockborok, what is this? This is the second time a Cockborok film is coming to the Indian Panorama. He couldn't even pronounce the Cockborok word properly. And he said, where is this? And so the Cockborok and Tripura, we Cockborok speaking community got a certain exposure in that. And other festivals, numerous festivals it has been to. I mean, can we imagine this film was screened the same location, the same hall, Museum of Modern Art, where on I think 3rd of May 1955, Satyajit Ray's Pote Pachali was screened for the first time outside in America. New York, MoMA Yarung was screened there. And the New York Times carried a story. Of course, it is a festival called the New India, where about 16 Indian films were picked up and screened in that program, and one was Yarung. And in the New York Times coverage, they put a still of Yarung as the main picture. Then it is in the net, it is in the internet in 2009. So for a Cockbrook film to get that kind of exposure, it is certainly great. And it was all many major festivals in there in New York, Moscow Film Festival, it was screened. In Stuttgart in Germany, it was screened. In Australia, it was screened. Then quite a few, of course, Bangladesh, Nepal, Kathmandu Film Festival, and numerous times, practically every major city of India, it was in Kerala alone. This film must have been screened more than 10 locations, 10 festivals in Kerala alone. In Delhi, at least about 8 to 9 habitats, and in Siri Fort Auditorium, in the Northeast type of festival. So many festivals, this had become a part. In Mumbai, in the Asian, there's a festival called Third Eye Asian Film Festival, where we got a special jury mention, the bronze this film got, along with an Israeli film. This. In Chennai, there is the Women Film Festival, where both the films, so you just got a lot of entry to many festivals, because of which many people came to know about this film, about Cockbrook, about Tripura. And also I was also fortunate, I was not present in all the festivals, only a few of them. Of course, foreign festivals, we can go only if they invite. We cannot spend our money and go, no. So I got chance only where they invited, I went. Like Taiwan, I went to Brisbane, I went, yeah. Then Bangladesh, I went, Dhaka.
In your whole, as a film career, who is your favorite director? Film director?
Film director, if I were to say, I like the, it is not as if I'm so fond of him, but I have found the films of a Hungarian film director, István Szabó, Budapest Tales, or Julia, All About Julia, Budapest Tales. His films I like. He has a very unique style of filmmaking, realistic, little political, at the same time very realistically portraying human beings as they are. And I have to say, Pote Pachali, Satyajit Ray's realism. No, I mean the realism.
And the mainstream Bollywood, Hollywood film?
I am not able to say, because I have not paid too much attention to the mainstream Bollywood that way. No, just because I have not time. I have not time for it, and not. Hollywood, of course, some films I keep. That also not recently. Earlier films, where like Richard Gere's films, like drama, human drama. There are films like not Endless Love, but Taxi Driver of. I like him. I like the director. Taxi Driver, I like. Martin Scorsese. There is also the other film, Godfather, I think. Coppola, Francis Ford Coppola. Coppola's films I like. Then Stanley Kubrick's films are okay. But my favorite ones are none of these. I have, of course, I don't want to say the classics like these. Vittorio De Sica or the Italian ones, but the Hollywood, there are. I am where Tom, who is the director? Of course, Tarantino for his queer kind of films. Again, Quentin Tarantino is not my favorite. Okay, but his films are very exceptional. Okay, but Martin Scorsese, yes. Spielberg, I don't like. No, I don't like Spielberg. I am very choosy when it comes to liked all the films. There are quite a few films about the Nazi, about the concentration camp, quite a few films. I make it a point to see almost all of them. They are not Hollywood films, but very powerful, strong films. Schindler's List definitely yes. The other film very similar. Quite a few of them. I have those movies with me. I have them with me. Very powerful story. I see them.
Bollywood film star.
I don't know. I mean, I like all of them, but I'm.
And others.
Okay, they're of another generation, and I honestly don't keep in touch with the present day Hollywood. I have neither the inclination nor the time for it, honestly speaking. No, it's okay. I am more interested in regional films. I try to keep in, but Hollywood not so much really. Though I had an opportunity to meet all these people, I was also happened to be in the jury once or twice. So I met some of these people. But okay.
Any plan to make a new movie or?
Really, there's no plan that way. It's not as if okay, I'm getting ready a movie, not like. But at the same time, I don't want to say that there will be no movie. God willing, if then could be also. I leave everything open that way. Tripura needs, though, more films, good films. There are good films unmade yet in Tripura. There are so many good stories, so much of possibilities here in Tripura. One of the reasons why this film thing came to my mind was also because I could see characters walking around, in Tripura. In my pre-Mathya days, because this Tripura itself was a new place for me when I first came to Tripura, and I was coming from, as I said, a very a background filled with literature, thoughts, and stories, and characters, and all that. I could almost see characters, walking around in real life, incidents, stories. All that was needed was to get them onto a celluloid, onto a screen, actually, So there are so much such stories, possibilities here in Tripura. It is not just the beauty of the location or the scenery, natural settings, or the beauty of the people, their naturality, the situations, but so much of wealth, beauty, and heroism that can be told, that needs to be told here in Tripura, which is not happening, which must happen, I feel.
What do you think about the future of Cockbrook film industry in Tripura?
Yeah, I think Cockbrook film is going ahead, surely.
Advise the new generation?
No advice. No advice to the new generation. Yeah, of course. You see, Cockbrook film, like every film for that matter, we always go in progression. Cockbrook film has already had its ups and downs, but when we look at it as a whole, surely it is on an upward trend, and we have every reason to hope that good films will come in future, because there's a lot of talent. Technology has become much easier now. The world has opened up. Today we have access to anything, anywhere with internet. It's not like anymore. We have the possibility of seeing the best in the world, and everything is becoming better, becoming easier. When I say everything is becoming better, that needs to be qualified, because there's also the danger of getting lost in what is flashy, what is easy, what is commercially viable. If we take that route, then the quality of films will have to take a beating.
What I see actually about, or what my knowledge is about the recent movies in Tripura, I feel that they are much more commercial. You see, the film like Yaran or Motha is a rare, species in Tripura film history. But then nowadays films are coming up. The camera is very fine. The lights and other things are very good. And then locations are also good. Then the story
Exactly. Sir, actually, someone asked me to write something about it, and the only point I wrote was precisely what you said now. Okay, I can repeat that, and I need to, I think, because it's such an important point that you have raised, that today, to make your frame so stylistic and attractive, it's not very difficult. It's not difficult given the kind of technology we have. We have access to the technology, the camera, there's all those gadgets which help us to produce. It is easy. Therefore, the danger is also to be carried away by that. To be carried away by that, what it looks, beautiful, attractive, such beauty, such, color, such technique and all that. Earlier, we only used to get those in Tamil films maybe, but today we can get it also here. But at the same time, we forget, it is dangerous to forget that these things alone don't make a good film. A good film needs to have a soul. A good film needs to relate to your heart, the heart of the viewer. What if an Australian person were overcome with emotion seeing a Cockburrock film? It is certainly not because of the camera angle or the script or the acting. All of it got their role in it. I'm not denying it, but it is because the hearts, they could they could relate to it, because we are all human beings. Emotions are the same. Human experience is universal, and if that doesn't come into our films, then our films will look good, but it will not have a soul, and it will not move the viewer. That is the most, and that cannot be made up. Unless we have a heart and we approach it with a heart, it will not happen. We cannot cheat the audience. We can never cheat the audience pretending to put a soul in it. We cannot. The sensibilities, the human sensibilities of love, of compassion, of fellow feeling, that has to come into the, and we need to. It is a tragedy that if one were not to pay attention to that and only indulge in camera pyrotechnics, it would be a tragedy. And that probably is the serious realization that we need to make in the Cockburrock film sector. And given the possibilities, we still have reason to hope that good, solid films will come in Cockburrock, because there are people who are capable of doing it. There are people who are competent to do it, both technically as well as artistically. So I am optimistic about it. Nevertheless, this caveat, this warning, or this, well, I don't want to say warning, but this observation, I would like to register here.
There is a film.
And one more thing, sir, if I were to interrupt you. See, you made a point about commercial concerns. It's a history of art proves that all artists, Mozart and all artists, they died in penury, in poverty. Because once you are taken up, once you are passionate about art, whatever the art, you have no time, no money, no inclination, no interest to be looking at your checkbook and your balance sheet. No, because you are so much taken up by the art, by that form. But if our eyes are primarily on the returns, then art will go to the backside. That danger is always a universal danger, actually, applicable to everybody. Actually, that also we need to keep in mind.
So there is a film institute here now. So have you gone there, or did you get any invitation?
I have gone to that place before the film institute began. After the film institute began there in Kalaketra, in Nazrul, Kalaketra, I have not visited that place. I have.
They didn't invite you also to deliver lectures or like.
I don't see any reason why they should invite me.
Why not?
No, not that. No.
Your two films made you.
Well, that's okay. That's no reason that an institute should invite me. No, yeah. But it is a good thing that we have an institute in our very city.
I think some editing course.
Well, we do in our institute. That is more a skill training where editing is taught. Yeah.
Film related.
Film related, yes. Film editing. film editing and
Regular course,
VFX. It's a regular course, but a short-term course. So it is directed at young people who are unemployed, who want to pick up a skill, and those who are have some talent in this kind, they come and pick up that. That is the objective behind
Which
this.
stream? Only film, yeah. So many others.
It is right now. It is video editing, VFX, sound, and what's that? One more thing. These four areas we have.
Thank you, Father, for giving us this time, and then we are really enriched by your experiences, and we came to know about your two films and how you made these films. So all these, and then how you related your emotion with those people who are actually affected by displacement and other things. So it's really a wonderful experience for us also, and I think that it will be a good experience for the viewers also when it will be screened or when it will be shown in the YouTube.
And when my last question, after 2008 to 2024, no film for me. Why?
One reason is now there are films, there are filmmakers. Okay, so I said, okay, Cockburrow films are being made. It's a good thing. And I've really speaking, I don't have the luxury to devote myself to film, which you're going to making of a film. It is almost a 24/7 kind of thing. You need to be fully into it. The assignment that I'm given doesn't permit me to do that, because there are many other work, which commitments and assignments given to me, which I need to attend. I just cannot shelve them all and go after a film right now. That's one of the reasons. Second reason, as I said, films are. But if tomorrow, if situations come and it is that another film needs to be made or gets made, well and good. Why not? I'm not against it, or I'm not saying that there will never again be a film on that. It's not just that I'm not trying to make one film after the other. I also would like to express my sincere words of appreciation and thanks to both of you, sir there and Sanjib Babu there, both of you. First of all, for this venture, this very interesting project that you have taken up, Sanjib Da, of documenting this, all these things. And I have seen these interviews that you have done, and very time-consuming, slow interview, a different thing, a unique thing, and which is very valuable.
Just trying.
No, I think it's. No, I think whether it is professional or not doesn't matter much. But I think it's a very good job that you are doing for posterity. For posterity, it is doing. Let me also add one more thing. I have given a now interview about 2 Cockburrow films for almost an hour, maybe more. But I also want to say that none of this has happened with me as an individual alone. None of this is my achievement of an individual called Father PJ. No, it has always been a team effort, teamwork. I am very much aware that I am operating in a language that's not my mother tongue. I know a little bit of Cockburrow, but that doesn't give me the confidence I need to make a film in the Cockburrow. So the role played by the local people, Cockburrow speakers particularly, in the making of this film has been so huge that this interview will not be complete if that were not to be mentioned.
Yes.
Because at every stage of the making of this film, the contribution of the Cockburrow speaking people, and there are a few of them who have contributed so much, even more than me. I'm saying, though I was as the leadership position, but the contribution of the others were more than what I have contributed even. So those things, their names are not mentioned here, but there have been a few of them. I am not mentioning any names because I will leave out some others, but there are a few of them. I want to acknowledge their contribution, and if the film has got some recognition today, it is very much thanks to their contribution, their generous contribution, and most of it done not for any remuneration, as voluntarily.
I'm
Thank you.
thankful to you for this great information. খুব ভালো লাগলো আপনার সাথে কথা বলে।
তাও আমার পক্ষ থেকে আমি আপনাকে খুব ধন্যবাদ, আপনার দুইজনকে আমিও খুব ভালো লাগছে।
Let me take one photo.
Play I appreciate for your great work, and I want more film from your team as a leader. We want watch your film next.
Thank you so much for my part. Thank you, sir.